Hi, welcome back. Today we were doing the L's, so we're just getting a lot done today.
This is like the fourth video we're doing today.
Yeah,
and we're just gonna get all these done. So.
Knocking them out. We're just trying to get this video stuff over with because it's such a pain. So first off, we got James LaBrie with Elements of Persuasion. This is one I think you got into.
Yeah, it's an okay album. I like some of the softer songs mostly, but it does have, I want to say, Marcos Fogli on guitar.
Right.
And he's the guitar player from Magnanimity Viri.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Name drop.
And I don't think this album, but I think Peter Wildor did the drums for some of the later.
This one
James
and the next
LaBrie.
one.
Okay, there we go.
Name drop. We got it.
Name drop. Trying to be like, you know.
No, Marcos Fogli's a freaking good guitarist, though. I mean, I don't know that much stuff, but I've heard some of his solos and stuff, and I'm like, he's pretty freaking good.
Mike Mangini was on this one. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
That makes sense that he would join them later, right? Because he already was kind of more familiar.
Do you think Marcos Fogli will be their next
guitarist? Yeah. So here's Static Impulse. Never heard this album. Yeah, I got it for cheap, and I was kind of like, why not? Same thing with this one, Impermanent Resonance. This is another James LaBrie solo album. But I mean, they got Peter Wilder, and he also does some guttural vocals on those albums too.
I think you're right.
So it's kind of like, that's kind of cool. I've heard like a tiny bit of those because like I was like, I listened to enough to be like, okay, I could pick it up for a few bucks. You know, like it's cool enough to dive into. But I just never got around to listening to those.
Peter Wickers.
Ooh, he was produced by it? Oh, that's cool.
Is that the Soulwork guitar?
Yeah. Kind of cool. Small world.
Small world.
James LaBrie's hanging out with all the Swedes. Yeah. Here's Labyrinth, Return to Heaven Denied. Kind of one of those classic power metal albums. Yeah. They're kind of a one album band from some people, but then other people are like, no, man, their other stuff is good too. But we only had that album since high school, and
it's pretty good.
Yeah. Here's Lacrimosa with Still. This is kind of cool. This is like symphonic metal, gothic metal kind of stuff, you know, very classical centered. Like if you like classical music and you want it to be with like some guitars and stuff, and the vocals, here's Elodia. This is probably my favorite album from them. Plus that artwork is freaking awesome. Like all the doorways and stuff. Yeah. It's just cool. I like that one a lot. Yeah, I feel like classical music, but the vocals do take a second to kind of get into. He's got kind of a weird voice, you know?
Yeah. Acquired taste.
It's an acquired taste. And then her voice is a little different too. Like, I like him, but I don't expect everybody to love him. You know?
I do like the usage of black, white, and gray all mixed together. You know?
Yeah. Here's Facade from Lacrimosa. This one is probably my second favorite from them. Here's Echoes from them. Kind of cool. And man, they have like these songs that are like 13 minutes of like classical stuff, you know. So this is such a classical heavy band, but I think they're kind of cool. Here's Lichtengenstyle.
Yeah.
Got it. Nailed it. So another Lacrimosa album. And then we've got Lacuna Coil with Comalize. This was an album that like I remember hearing like a couple of songs back in high school. This album was really big back in the day. And then I only picked it up like, I don't know, a few years ago or something because I was kind of like, oh, this is kind of cool. So I'm not a huge Lacuna Coil fan, but I like that album. I think it's pretty cool.
I feel like I've heard the name a lot, but I'm not familiar with like anything.
Yeah.
Me too. I haven't really listened to much.
Yeah. Here's Lamb of God. Here's As the Palaces Burn. This is another band where I'm not a huge fan, but I like a few songs, and they're real cheap, so I was like, why not? Here's Lamb of God with Ashes of the Wake. So, you know, kind of cool.
I was on YouTube comments like years ago, and there's these two guys arguing about whether they're a groove metal band or a death metal band, and it was ridiculous. Sorry, that just popped in my head, but
yeah. Well, you're just like, you both lost.
And no, because like, well, I was trying to explain death metal to this dude, and I gave him like all these different like bands to check out, like Death and Roll, Death Grind, Death Thrash, and
Well, who won?
Yeah.
Dude, they were trying to make me the mediator, but I was just like fence sitting.
You're just like, guys, why are we listening to Lamb of God?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was like, dude, there's so much better stuff. Check this out. Check that out. Yeah, I still like some Lamb of God though.
Yeah, I like a little bit too, but they're one of those bands that are huge, and I don't really understand why.
Was it Chris Adler? Is that the drummer?
I think so.
Like isn't the lead singer like Rob Zombie's brother or something?
Oh, I
don't know. Or am I like completely off?
I've never heard that before in my life, Chad.
Chad,
No,
Where did that come from?
I have no
Chad,
idea.
I have heard that in my life just now when you said it.
So, hey.
No,
Dude, I better
I have
shut
no
up.
idea. No
Don't-
idea.
Dude, whatever I say, you guys, I mean...
But no, I have no idea. Who knows?
But I think
Yeah.
the Chris Adler guy, he did the drums for the album Dystopia from
Yeah.
Megadeth,
Okay.
and I was really happy with his drumming on that Megadeth
Yeah.
album. I was like, so it's kind of funny how even if a band member works on someone else's like material or whatever,
Yeah.
I like those drums so much that I might listen to Lamb of God because of what he did on the
and that's the
Megadeth
thing.
album.
Like I've seen interviews with the guys, seem like cool guys. You know,
Yeah.
I have nothing wrong against the band. I'm just not a huge fan of groove metal. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
it's just not. My
I
thing.
think I enjoy it a lot more than you two, but
Yeah.
still,
Right.
it's not something that I just love to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. Here's Landfear, another Golden Rage. That one's Zero Poems. This is a band that Kevin got into. I don't really know those two albums that
Yeah,
much.
it's
So.
kind of like prog. Yeah, it's kind of prog metal. That's about it. You know, I will show you guys Zero Poems sometime because it's a weird album, and I'm curious what you guys think of it.
Yeah.
So it's pretty
Yeah.
good. But
Here's Leaves Eyes with Lovelorn. Kevin got me
Yeah.
and Chad both.
Yeah,
into them.
dude.
I got into this band maybe a year or two ago. So I it's funny. I've seen these guys live like once or twice.
Yeah.
You know, and I just never really got into them because just as a quick side note. There was this new wave, like when Nightwish was getting
we're going
big.
there.
Yeah, we're going there. When Nightwish was getting big, there's this new wave of a lot of female-fronted, kind of operatic, epic, metal bands, and I was getting so tired of it. You know,
me
so
too.
like Delane and Xandria and
Epica,
Epica,
and, like,
Leaves
After
Eyes.
Forever.
I tuned out to a lot of it. I was like, enough.
Within Temptation.
Yeah.
I know. I feel like there's not a lot of like female lead vocalists that I really enjoy. So it's nice that like you showed me something where I was like, oh dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
I feel like she's doing what she's doing and I enjoy it, and
Yeah.
a guy couldn't do it better. Like,
I will say I love this first album because this album, the recording for it feels like 90s metal to me.
Yeah.
And I like this vocalist because I had gotten into Theater of Tragedy 15 years ago, so I already knew that I liked her as a vocalist. I just was like a little bit like, I don't want more Viking, whatever. But then I listened to this album and I was like, okay, Leaves Eyes is pretty good.
Pretty cool.
So.
Yeah. Here's Vinland Saga. This is another band where their albums were fairly cheap, so I kind of picked them up because when you showed them to me, I was like, this band's actually pretty good, you know?
Yeah.
Here's Legendland EP from Leaves Eyes. And then we got the My Destiny EP as well. And then we got Njord. However pronounced Njord. From Leaves Eyes, Njord. Njord.
it does help that she's hot too. So.
And I think the guitar
always a plus,
I think the guitarist and the vocalist are married or something like that.
I think so.
There's
he does the he does the guttural. He does the guttural vocals too, right?
Yeah,
Like,
Oh dang, that's
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because before Leaves Eyes, like the guys, they were in like some kind of death metal band or black metal band or whatever
probably
it was.
Bloodbath. Everyone's in there.
yeah, probably.
Probably Bloodbath.
But they had a band, I can't remember the name of it, and the fans of that band were pissed because they like stopped that band, did Leaves Eyes, and they were like, "What are you guys doing?"
Is it Pungent Stench? Does that sound familiar? Was he
That is a band. But
Yeah.
I don't.
But was he a part of them?
All right, time to do
Yeah,
this.
we're doing
Hell
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, because I
I gotta look it up
Morbid
because
Angel.
I can't remember.
Start any
Cannibal
death metal
Corpse.
band.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we got actually kind of a rare album coming up too. But I'll wait.
Yeah. Well, you
I
can
don't
keep
mind
going.
Yeah, just he'll chime in.
Here's Leprous with Aeolia. What's funny is like I think in 2017 I emailed Leprous and I asked them to like buy this album. So then they, I bought it and then they sent it to me.
Oh, dang.
So I was kind of like I bought it from like their webpage and
I've
then
never
like
even heard of this.
yeah, it's their first album. It's kind of more I think like a demo, but yeah, it's kind of cool. It's still interesting, but it's not as good. Like they would do better in Tall Poppy, you know.
All right.
The band is called Atrocity.
Atrocity.
Yeah. So, anyways, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah.
But yeah, so that was kind of cool. I tried to get their second album from them as well because me and Ken were splitting up the CDs.
Right.
So I emailed them and they're like, sorry, we're out of stock. So I was kind of like, this one is also really hard to find. Here's Tall Poppy Syndrome, just kind of showing off these like. I think back in the day they didn't maybe press as many of these. They were on like unknown labels,
Right.
And then Leprous blew up as a band, so then everybody wanted these. Now they're just really hard to find.
That sucks. That's hard to get.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Then we got Bilateral from Leprous as well. He got into them and then showed me, like, right when this album was new. That's kind of when we got into Leprous.
I got into Leprous around 2011, and when I listened to it, at first I was like, man, I don't know, like, what I think of this, but I was liking it, you know? And, I mean, to this day, Bilateral is still my favorite from them, you know? But, followed by
Masterpiece.
Tall Poppy Syndrome, but
Followed by The Congregation.
but I like Leprous as a band. I'm not really that enthusiastic about their new direction and whatnot, you know, but
I like it.
It's still listenable.
But you know, it's something that we talk about a lot. You know, I like more of that older, you know, Leprous, but yeah.
And then we got The Congregation. I love this album. I think it's freaking awesome.
It's pretty.
That is cool. You got to see him live.
Yeah,
you know,
I saw him live for this album, and I think that kind of helped me to maybe appreciate some of the songs more too. Because when it first came out, I liked some of it, but I didn't love it all. And then around 2017, I was listening to that album all the time, and I was kind of like, man, this album's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So, and then we also got Melina from Leprous. This is a great album as well.
Not familiar at all.
I think I was maybe I don't know if I was a tiny bit disappointed. I approached some of their new albums with some hesitation, you know, because I was kind of like, they've kind of disappointed me in the past, but then I sort of learned to love their changes.
Right.
So here's Leprous with Pitfalls. I actually really like that album now. I think it's fantastic. But I don't know, some of the newer Leprous albums, I feel like, just like The Congregation or just like Cole, I had to listen to them a long time before I started really enjoying them.
Right.
And here's Aphelion from Leprous. And then we also got Lick with Mass Funeral Evocation. This is a Chad band. Hell yeah, man! And it's got the Lick patch, you know. So yeah, this is like the harder defined version. I know it was reissued on Metal Blade like 5 years later or something, but this is like the OG one. So kind of cool, you know, like yeah, kind of cool. It's funny because Chad showed me that track 2 on there, and I was kind of like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And then I just wanted to pick it up for that reason. And then we also got Linked Horizon. This is like a Japanese, you know, case and everything. There's more stuff in here.
The Japanese albums always have like a ton. Like they're always decked out.
What are those things called again?
Oh, the what were those?
OBI?
OBI.
Yeah. So this is kind of cool. It's like a little booklet and stuff for Linked Horizon, and yeah. So this is their first album. I can't remember the name of it.
So how did you get into this band, Ian?
Like, well, you see, I was not watching anime. No, I watched Attack on Titan. I saw it in college like a decade ago, and I was just like, man, this is so fudging cool, and I just really liked it. And from then on, I checked out who did the opening soundtracks for them, and then I was just like, man, this band is freaking awesome. This is I think the single. So this is like, has the, you know, Attack on Titan songs on it. Don't know the name of it, but it's got like 4 songs or whatever. And man, the full versions of the songs are really cool, and they just jam out. And then this is their like 2017 album or something. Can't remember the name of this one either. So kind of cool though. Some of these I do need to dig into a little bit more. Kind of cool. Like if you like symphonic, power metal, kind of even like some cool instrumentation, you'll dig them. And then we got Linkin Park with Hybrid Theory.
Hey, that's not metal. Hey,
what are you doing with that non-metal stuff? No, I love this album. I think it's a fudging awesome album.
Yeah.
Really catchy, just great melodies. And Shut up when I'm talking to you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That one part where they go hard. Yo, they're hard all through the whole album.
It's hard, man. It's hard. Yeah, no, I love that album. I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I like Hybrid Theory.
Here's Meteora. It's a step down from Hybrid Theory, but it's still fudging amazing. Like, Linkin Park made some really good stuff.
These were the only 2 albums I could really get into.
Yeah, their later stuff, I like some of it, but I don't like it nearly as much as those first. Like, not as. Here's Minutes to Midnight. I was so disappointed when that came out. I was just like,
I haven't even heard of this.
Yeah, and then here's 1,000 Suns. This one, there's a few songs I hate, like the last track. Oh my gosh, that one is rough. But there's also some that are freaking awesome too, you know? So it's a mixed bag album. Some of it I really like and some of it I really don't. Here's Living Things from Linkin Park. That one's actually pretty good. If somebody was like, only heard those first 2 and wanted to check out another one, I would probably recommend that one. It's more accessible and yeah. And then we got Lost Horizon with Awakening the World with some tough metal, manly metal.
No, some of the lyrics though, yeah, dude. Like,
no, I love Lost Horizon. It's all about the power.
You're fighting against the world, man.
Yeah,
Lost Horizon is your soundtrack.
Yeah. And Daniel Hyman, his freaking vocals are fudging nuts.
Yeah, so, I like Lost Horizon.
Yeah, I think you got me into Lost Horizon.
Yeah, so you turned me on.
Yeah,
you're in the car and you're like, read these fudging lyrics and listen to this. And
I'm always like, well, because like whenever I'm talking with Ian and Chad, like we all have our different parts of metal that we want the metal culture to involve more. And for me, I'm always like, dude, there's like this heavy metal, like this 80s sound, and this like I'm always trying to connect the power metal and the heavy metal, and like just to be like, dude, this is like really awesome metal stuff. Doesn't that go with the M's?
This is in the wrong spot.
Yep. I saw.
Oh dang, we are already in the M's.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's
Lost Horizon was last.
Yeah. I was all like, I grabbed those and I grabbed Machine Head. I didn't realize that I grabbed the last L in that stack. So
yeah.
Here's Chad's L's. So
sorry to disappoint. That's it for the L's. Now it's
give you guys a little teaser for the M's coming up.
Leaves Eyes, Lovelorn. Thank you, Ian and Kevin. I was actually really digging that. Temptation's such an awesome song.
Yeah.
And then, dude, Leprous, thank you guys. Yeah, Bilateral. I need Tall Poppy, so, man, one day, maybe.
Yeah.
Leprous, Cole. Actually, I think you guys got me in with Bilateral and, Tall Poppy. And then I did this in Congregation. I was really digging them, so, yeah. Linkin Park, Meteora. I need to listen to this. I probably will like it just because I like the first album. It won't have the nostalgia factor, but I need to check it out.
Yeah. Because the first one is one you listened to back in the day.
Yeah, all the time with my sisters. And Lost Horizon, Awakening the World. I definitely need to jump into these guys more.
My wife.
This is the one you
my wife really likes Welcome Back, the track 8 on here. I've shared mostly this album with you.
Oh, okay.
Not that album as much.
Okay, so that's the one we pretty much went through?
In the past.
In
the past we've gone,
And then Lost Horizon, A Flame of the Ground Beneath.
Yeah. A lot of people like that one more, but I like their first album.
I like the first a little bit more, but that one's still really good.
Yeah.
Like Pure is probably my favorite song from them.
It's pretty good. It's pretty solid.
I don't know. World Through My Faithless Eyes is also
I like
either one of those.
Welcome Back. Those 3 songs are
just really good. Yeah.
And then Lost Horizon.
Oh, Society.
Oh, jeez. Lost Society.
We know what you meant.
We know what you meant.
Fast Loud Death. Yeah, I think I got into these guys, and man, they're I think they're like 7. They're really young when they're doing this stuff, and it's like I think it's like the character of Thrash, like party and drink and play really fast, but like it's awesome, man. I love it. Yeah, Lost Horizon, Lost Society, Terror Hungry, freaking
Lost something.
Awesome.
Lost something.
Yeah, Lost Society, Brain Dead.
I remember you showed me a little bit of that album back in the day, but
yeah, I was really digging it. After this, they kind of fell off for me, but yeah, Lost Society, first 3 albums, freaking awesome.
Yeah, we did it with the L's.
Cool. Yeah, we did it, guys.
We made it.
Awesome.
Forgotten Legends of Sound.
Yeah. Oh,
well, you do the.
We are Forgotten Legends of Sound, and the L's are down, and M's will be next. So join us.
Better know that.
Thanks. Bye.